Welcome everyone, Dr. Thor here again, and we're going to show you another repurposing. This was an old game from the 60s that had a board and you would try and find different pieces under it, but here again we have one of those great psychic training tools, and you want to make things fun and interesting. I can't stress this enough. One of the things they found while people couldn't produce well psychically or started out finding it exciting and interesting. And then the minute they reached a certain amount of boredom, they made them into basically psychic idiots that couldn't even drink coffee without dribbling on themselves. So I have to constantly affirm to everybody, make it fun. There's no reason why learning in general shouldn't be fun. And the reason why so many people have trouble learning is because of the fact that the school system that we have make things as boring as possible. They don't relate it to your life. They don't in any way make it interesting or even the natural learning process. I could go on for hours with this, and I will talk about this in the future, particularly with learning languages, which is still done in the most idiotic, asinine way that has been embraced by the entire world of bogus boobs. But I'm always amazed how common games and tools are highly psychically based. Classic games that I think everyone's heard of. Battleship, where one side you have basically a graft and you go through the graft. One side is in alphabet, the other side numbers, then you cross graph it, A12, and you form this kind of little point there. What is that A12 on your board? And of course, this is a guessing game. There's really not much strategy to it, even though there is a wee bit. But this really puts you in a realm of unable to see, unable to touch, unable to do the things that keep your consciousness tuned into this world. What this really does is tune you into your ESP, your, quote, biophysical empowerments that go with all these things. So here's another game that did kind of simple of the same. I can't remember the name of this. I've thrown the box out. They have a little spinner, and you can spin this spinner and go to a particular shape or so. Let's spin that. So it's a square. You'd go over to the square shape here, or you would investigate that. Now, you can do it that way. The easiest way is, again, is using this as a pendulum tool and as a psychic tool. And you generally have someone, or you could do it yourself. Here's my favorite hunt and peck thing. This is the Winchester Mystery House token. These are really cool, and I can feel the energy from the actual spirits that are attached to this. You can also use another thing that's highly energetic, one of our tachyon beads, or you can use a battery or a magnet. Those are always good things, which I just don't happen to have handy. But you go ahead and you can do this yourself. You can even put on, as we normally recommend, everybody have, of course, and that's a little blindfold. A lot of our products come with these. You can put a blindfold on, then put these down, and then you're going to take these different things and you're going to cover up all these things without looking. Then you're going to mix them up. Okay? Mix them up. Where is it? So there's a couple of ways to do this. There's basically two ways to start building your powers. And you can, now energy flows into the left hand and out the right hand. So you want to put your hand over this and start trying to sense. Do you feel energies there? And this is how you start developing your psychic powers. This is how you develop remote viewing and other things. These are the very important skills that you have to look to. So, and this is how you develop things. The other one that most people like to do, because it's kind of more direct and you like the physicality of it, of course, using a pendulum. Of course, this is our favorite pendulum right now. We're coming out with several different ones, but this is excellent. It has the kind of energy suck up thing here. And it has the all-important ball on it. Ball shaped pendulums, which you would think are not effective, really are. We find that ball shapes create a great energy pull for some reason. While pointed actually do not. And there's a lot of different thought to it. And of course, all these spacers kind of serve as antennas to pull energy in or even project. The same thing here. And of course, everybody likes a little point. I'm not sure points have any value at all, but this is a really nice pendulum that we offer. And you can find this online as well. And we have several other ones, including recently, if they're still available, specially made stainless steel pendulums made by in the same exact copied fashion of the great healer that used those, Hazel Parcells. We found a person who has copied her pendulum exactly, even using a sterling silver little chain and the stainless steel exact shape of the one she used to use. And she was a great subtle energy physicist, basically. Well, a lot of her books were kept to a very basic level. I mean, she was heavily in this, but even her healing book talks about using pendulums to ascertain what foods like you, not what foods you like. Do they like you, though? So lots of foods we like don't like us, which are anything that are carbies. So we do have that copy. We have several other ones we're coming out with, some really unique pendulums, and this is your critical tool. It's a good idea to have several of them. She liked sterling, stainless steel, I should say, and found that the energy from using sterling silver as the chain moved energy. And of course, all that makes sense. Stainless steel is very interesting, and it's a composite metal, interesting enough. So that's good to understand. But we have someone who has been making these for years, copying her exact formulas, her methods, I should say, and many of her different healing devices. Watch for those to come if you're into that. Again, so much new stuff on our website. You could spend years there, including new radionic equipment that is just flowing out like crazy now. But let's get back to your training here. So somewhere in here, we have a tachyon, and we have the mystery coin from the Haunted Spears. Ooh. Okay. And these are great things to have. And we will be selling the Winchester mystery coins as well. These are pretty rare, but they're not too expensive. And you can get some of these that you can have to use as a sensing tool. So the basic thing that you do here is get your pendulum. Now, as I said, you can use your hand. Energy flows from the left to right. If you're left-handed, still works that way. This has been verified through studies as of recent. It doesn't matter. The energy flows from left to right, kind of like, English people read. So the whole idea is that that's very important to know as well. But you can go over it, and you're not shaking it to feel if there's something under there. Those are all the little tricks magicians do. But you're not trying to fool yourself. The other thing you're not trying to do is do not guess. If you're going to guess and get into that habit, well, what's the point? I think it's here. Oh, no? Okay. No, you don't want to do that. Sense it. Get away from all that that's there. Go over it, start sensing it. That's why it's always good to use magnets and little coin batteries. And by using magnets and coin batteries, there is an energy there. Obviously, you have magnetism. Obviously, with electric, you have that to sense. So those are good things to practice with. But we have a spirit energy here, and we have a strong, subtle energy antenna in here. And can we find it by going over? Now, I'm not going to demonstrate it here to that extent. I can't concentrate properly while I'm making this and doing instructional stuff. But let's just do it quickly just to see if we can kind of find it. Is there anything under here? So that's the first thing you do. Is there something there? Yes or no? No meaning clockwise. Yes meaning counterclockwise. So as I said, it's hard to say, but they're saying that there may be something under here. Is this the coin? No. Is this the tachyon bead? It's saying that this could be the tachyon bead. So since it's stating that, you have to see if you found anything in there. As I said, just doing this randomly, you have to be concentrating to a degree. I mean, you have to relax and everything else. You can't be thinking about what you're saying, etc. So, is the tachyon bead here? So, it is saying yes. And yes, it is there. So, now we want to try and find where is the coin. So that's what we do. But as I said, I don't want to, this is not about demonstrating abilities or anything else here. This is showing you how to use a particular method. And all you need is to do is to find something that has a lot of different shapes or even the same shape. These are nice. They're different shapes. They're different colors. That's all nice. This is an old game. As I said, I don't remember what this is, but I always look through old games to see what can be repurposed for much more of a psychic. So you could put all sorts of energies over here if you're looking to sense things. Let's say you were trying to sense supplements or vitamins. Well, it'd be a good idea to do that. And then as you sense it and you can feel the energy from that, that would be a great way to knowing if someone needs that or you personally need it by sensitizing you to that. If you were looking for other things, if you're a person who is hunting out gold and silver, well, put little gold and silver items there. Learn to sense the energy. Learn to detect it with your particular pendulum. These are all ways of doing things. And of course, use different pendulums for different uses. And we're going to go into that kind of training here as well. But here's another fun way to do things. If you don't do it fun, your higher self just turns off. And if you try and do it for long periods of time where you're tired or you do it at times when you're not psyched up, remember Dr. Thor's learning rules. Number 1, do it at high enthusiasm. That's right. Feel good. Do it. Do it for short periods of time. This isn't a job. This isn't work. You want to do something for like 3 to 5 minutes. That's it. You're done. There's no reason. After that, it gets boring and even your toxic common mind turns off. And of course, the third key, and a very important key, repeat it often. So come back and do this in a couple hours. You're only going to do it for a couple of minutes. Then you move on, and you can do this throughout the day. So you want to move in and move out of these states of consciousness consistently so that you can access them at any time. It's great training as well to flip into your higher self reality anytime you want to, but you cannot stay in that reality. It will burn you out and you will function poorly in the real world. So in the real world, you want to be the dumb idiot that society perpetrates. And that is the fact of what you actually do. But you want to be able to pop out of that. What if you need information? What if you need to influence? Maybe there's a danger you have to sense. Maybe something's going on. You want to pop in and pop out of these states of consciousness. And this is another way of teaching you when you go back to something. So you had dinner, you watched a little whatever TV, maybe reading a book, whatever you were doing, took an exercise break. Well, after that, come over and do your basic occult gym activities, pumping psychic iron. Do that for a few minutes and do it often. Hope you enjoyed this. Many more tools and fascinating information to come.